lot of times I ask this question to guests here is, what is leadership according to them? But my question to you is with a little bit of twist, which is, what is not leadership according to you?
Leadership is a great opportunity handed over to individuals. And over the years, I have seen some do an exemplary job, some somehow manage to maintain the status quo, while some fail miserably, right? So this is what I have seen over the years, and therein have been my learnings. The biggest bane is micromanagement. And it has pinched me over the years, right? As a result, empowerment and delegation as a culture becomes non-existent in the organization.
Hmm.
I would also say that it's not easy to be a macro manager, right? And yet be confident of the results. But leaders who are able to do it are leaders who reap the benefits of a productive and empowered workforce. The second is what I strongly believe in is walk the talk,
Hmm.
right? This is the mirror to the organization, right? This is the inspiration to the organization. What you are talking to the people on a day-to-day basis, your values and beliefs, you need to put it into action yourself. And you need to exemplify it, right? And if you don't do that, then this is a massive failure to inspire the rank and file. The other nugget is, the ability to do good listening. Leaders, they may be great leaders, but over the period of time, as they get into the boardroom and into the higher, corridors of power, their ability to listen to people reduces drastically. And this has an electrifying impact on motivation if you become a good listener. Also, something that is very dear to me, another thing that I always focus on implementation, and I see many people miss out. For me, it is 30% strategy and 70% implementation. I'm a great proponent of this, right? But what happens with many other leaders, I feel it's just the reverse. What I call as the boardroom syndrome. You need to get out of the boardroom. You need to get out of fancy strategy making after a certain point of time. You need to roll up your sleeves. And then you need to go out and provide energy and motivation to the team for a very streamlined execution methodology. Where I think this is what I call as the last mile, what I learned during my telecom days, when you can take the wire up to the building.
Hmm.
So, but the wire is right up to the doorstep of the building. But if the association doesn't allow you to get inside, you can't wire up the building, and you don't have those additional customers, right? The broadband customers. So this is the last mile learning, that if you don't plan well on your last mile, all your strategy will go for a toss one fine day.
Hmm.
And the last nugget that I want to talk about, and again very dear to my heart, is the mediocrity versus meritocracy element. You need to call a spade a spade.
Hmm.
You don't need to paint everybody with the same brush. To call out people from a crowd, performance from within a crowd, and you need to call out non-performance from within a crowd. So, if you do that, it goes a long way in avoiding mediocrity. And what I am telling you is a very unanimously, globally acknowledged as a great leadership failure case, where Nokia was a case study in some of the best business schools on technology, on
Hmm.
leadership, and then it went on to become a case study on failure. In 2016, in early 2016, a very significant event happened when in Finland, Nokia hurriedly called a press conference,
Hmm.
and where the then, CEO of Nokia, Stephen Elop, he began the press conference by announcing that we didn't do anything wrong, but somehow we lost.
Hmm.
And then he publicly wept. And this was actually an astonishing announcement, a formal announcement for the downfall of an iconic and most valuable and most visible brands of all time, which was Nokia.
Hmm.
later on, lots of analysis have happened, and everybody is in unison that it was a great leadership failure. It was a
Mm-hmm.
not just a case of leader failure that pulled Nokia down from where it was,
Mm-hmm.
from super heights to super depths, as they say. But also, it was a collective leadership failure, right? Everybody acknowledges the fact how Stephen Law and his backroom team of yes boys, how they brought down the company brick by brick, and they
Mm-hmm.
didn't do certain things that they needed to do, right? So, what are the learnings from there? And one of the key learnings is that when you are doing undergoing fast growth, you should always guard against loss of agility and also against the loss of entrepreneurial spirit. This is what Nokia went